So I guess my question to you is, as I'm building out that professional services part of my business, what things should I be looking for as I try to transition away from something that's not very scalable to something that's a little bit more scalable, like a startup or a product company? Any suggestions, any hints, any tips there?
Yeah. So first of all, there aren't very many examples of people who've succeeded at it, and you probably know that, Manny.
Right.
But having said that, it's not very helpful to just say that, right? Because that's kind of a platitude. So maybe it's useful to talk about the rare event where somebody did succeed. And I would assert that one company who's done a pretty good job is Pegasystems. So Pegasystems, if you haven't studied them, they're an RPA company. Well, they would probably balk at that description. They'd probably say that I'm oversimplifying it. But they have software and processes that allow people to automate workflows without like re-architecting and reinventing or rebuying their IT stack. And if you haven't studied that company, I'd highly recommend it. It was basically a professional services company for probably like 20 years. And then they started to transition it over time into being a product company. But it took a long time, and it sort of was, you know, some things in life. Here's an example. Like when I was a kid, DOS came out and it had a 640K memory limit. And then they had extended and expanded memory. And then there was some day when I forgot that those limitations ever existed. And I can't remember when the time was. They just gradually went away. And most services businesses that become product businesses, that's kind of what happens. They just kind of gradually become that because they just do it over one day at a time, often over many decades though, right? It's not, there's no silver bullet, diet pill, magic answer. You just one day at a time figure out what's reusable and just keep on keeping on until one day you wake up and say, wow, there was a day in the past when I was mostly services, zero product. And like now I'm mostly product, no services. I can't even remember the time when we made the transition, but all I know now is I can't remember what it used to be like.
Right, right.
And so the first thing I would say is don't be discouraged by the naysayers. And then the second thing I would say is stay profitable so you have all the time in the world to make the shift.
Right.
And just be patient one day at a time. And you know, you maybe you'll pull it off, maybe you won't, but like the more time you have, the more probability luck is on your side. One of the greatest arbitrages of today is patience.